Okay. Do you have it on your phone? Because it could be looping from one of these to your phone.
I'm gonna try this. Because you said,
Yeah, see, it's coming out of your voice mic.
keep it smooth, and I don't want y'all to feel like I'm forgetting about y'all in the crib. You know what I'm saying? For everybody get a chance to rewatch this, you know what I'm saying? I'm still working on getting the comments turned on so y'all can show love to all the artists, all the entertainers, everybody that come up. You know what I'm saying? I've been planning a lot. I've been having a lot of ideas on my mind, you know what I'm saying? For those who are here, if you want to share this experience, if you wouldn't mind doing me a solid because y'all came out. We are live on the library's YouTube page. So if you can share this thing to your Facebook, your IG, whatever, to help build up the presence on there, to let people know we here, we in the building, you know what I'm saying? I can't let this thing go by without doing it, kicking it off the way, keep it smooth, kicks it off, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and kill that next time. I'm gonna explain this pretty little text back here in the back in a little bit, you know what I'm saying? This hole in the wall where the music they play Is the kind you listen to to wash your troubles away? She sits all alone with a drink on his way. Posted with her eyes closed, as left to right, her head sways, and ooh, so beautiful. All I could think is her vibe was like no one I'd ever seen. So I said, hi, would you mind if I take a seat? So I sat and we started to chat. That's when she told me she lives in Kankakee and she needs something to do. I told her slow fusion is something that she should slide through. Clean entertainment for grown folks and for the youth. And it's hosted by Keep It Smooth. SMOOTHFUSION. I know we about to have some fun. Welcome to another smooth fusion. SMOOTHFUSION. Y'all, it's okay to turn up. Welcome to another smooth fusion. Hey, if you in Kankakee and you need something to do. Well, this confusion is something that you should slide through. 201 East Merchant every first Wednesday, stay in Zoom. And it's hosted by Keep It Smooth. So how y'all feeling? You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to kick it off, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm gonna do something exclusive, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get back on TikTok, having a ball, you know what I mean? And I'm glad you're here, big dog, because I've been talking jazz a little bit. Rolling is probably the smoothest cat next to me in the library. And I'm trying to fight with keeping my title because they played a radio a radio clip that he did. Man, he got that smooth jazz radio voice on there with the music in the background. I was like, man, look here, man. Look here, man. Look. It ain't supposed to be this hard for me to be the smoothest cat in the room. And Rolling makes sure that he keep you on your toes. Oh man. How's everybody feeling? You know what I'm saying? How's everybody doing? How was your weekend? How your week been going? How y'all been feeling? Everything's been going smooth. Come on now, come on now. I told y'all I was gonna break down this table back here, right? And I'm glad that my bro showed up because this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be interesting the way this plays out. All of these is gifts that I plan on giving away at some point in time throughout the show, based on the way things play out. So, like the first person to show up, gonna walk to the table and pick something. Best dad joke, gonna walk to the table and pick something. I know you was gonna stand up and tell them, but you know I be writing these originals. Now, if it's an argument over who got the best dad joke, then we're gonna do a dad joke face off live on YouTube for the world. And the first one to break loses. We're gonna go like that. First rapper, first singer, first spoken word artist, youngest performer, oldest performer, first storyteller. I got about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 prizes up here that I plan on giving away because it's all about creating a platform and giving back. And what better way to give back and show y'all some appreciation than to just put some stuff in your hands for showing up. You know what I'm saying? We got some smooth rules, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that everything flows like we want it to be, you know what I'm saying? I brought the podium up here in case anybody feels that they need it. You want to have something to prop your laptop on, your tablet, your papers, your cell phone, whatever it might be. You might just feel more comfortable standing behind this thing, doing your thing, you know what I mean? We got this podium up here, make sure you turn the microphone on, and I got some hand sanitizer around here. We're gonna make sure we get that up here. Number 2, please make sure that you silence or put your phone on vibrate because I know personally from experience how distracting it can be when notifications go off, especially when you get in the midst of your thing. Once you get in the midst of rolling, if you already feeling some type of way, any type of notification, especially if somebody got them silly ringtones like we used to have back in the day. I know they've only gotten sillier because we in some silly times, you know what I'm saying? So make sure you got your phones on vibrate. We're gonna try to keep this thing to about 5 to 10 minutes per set to make sure we get time for everybody. My brother. Make sure we get time for everybody and make sure that we can give everybody a chance to rotate up here. You know what I'm saying? There's no cap on how many times you can come up as long as there's enough room on the list. Again, I apologize for the technical difficulties on being targeted. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make sure we got all these cameras and stuff set up, and we're gonna make sure we got that thing rolling better next time. But for this time, and next time, we actually gonna be merging with that a jazz night. So it's gonna be a half open mic, half jazz night. It's gonna be insane, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be dope, and the library is actually having their first, no, Aaron, the first or the second? It's the first this Friday? The first installment is gonna be this Friday, November 5th, right here. You get a chance to come out and enjoy some live jazz music, you know what I'm saying? But all of these gifts, I plan on giving away based on, you know what I'm saying, first this, first that, oldest this, youngest that, you know what I mean? But we just gonna rock out and enjoy it. So I see the mic listen to the back. Son, you were running that thing up here and tell me, see who's been brave enough to put their name on the list. First performer, as me, walks to the table, you know what I'm saying? And first and foremost, if I can get Miss Gill, come on up here. You know, give her some love for being the first person to be here. On time, rocking out, being patient with us, you know what I'm saying? You did. Scorpio season. Here we go.
Down with the Scorpio season. Oh, we let you have it.
Whichever one. Give us some love for being the first person, you know what I'm saying, on time. It's hard enough for us to, you know what I'm saying, get started on time. But when folks expect you to start on time, they show up on time, you gotta show them some love for being here, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, this work will be like new headphones.
Come on now, some people glow in the dark headphones, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, I had to grab it.
All right. Now this next person, dear brother of mine, love him to death, you know what I'm saying? Normally I talk jazz before he come up here because of how strong a relationship we have, because of how far back I've known this fellow, you know what I'm saying? But I don't want to get nothing started that I can't finish because I would normally go into sports and my Bears ain't been looking too good. We beat his team, but we ain't there.
Well, look that good either, so
All right, you know what I'm saying? But this brother right here, you know what I'm saying, tells his story. He said he was born and raised basically in this library. And with that being said, he took on the title, the library guy. So I want y'all to show a lot of love, and give a lot of energy for none other than my brother, Mr. Kent, the library guy. Way!
Okay. All right, man. Thank you. Keep it smooth once again for an awesome event. Smooth fusion. I was kind of looking at the table to see what was left. Gail took what I wanted, so I'm like, I gotta figure it out. But if you're happy to be alive, just clap 3 times. Smooth fusion is more than just an open mic. When it first came into existence, right, it was from the mind of Darnell Davis Jr., aka Keep It Smooth. I was working here at the library as well. I was working in the teen zone, and we were bringing teen poets out to do the open mic downstairs on the first floor. And DJ was like, hey man, we're gonna do something, I'm gonna call it Smooth Fusion. And if you know him, everything he says is smooth, everything he does is smooth. And so he was like, this is what we're gonna do. And he started off with a showcase where he got all Kankakee talent across the board And he put together an awesome showcase. And I believe by record of staff events, he held a record by bringing out people from the community to a free session listening to artists. So if we could just put our hands together for clapping, for DJ for just not only having a vision, but making sure that he executed on his vision and put his vision in his community. So with that being said, I'm gonna give you two. I'm gonna do one now, and then if you got time, I'll come back with the second one. All right. This one is for my nephew and niece in the back, Junior and Gabby. Everyone else can participate as well, because in technicality, compared to Methuselah, we are all children. So therefore, we can channel in our energies and our youthfulness. So imagine in front of you a giant egg, polka dots, stripes, all types of colors. The egg is about maybe this tall and about this wide, all by itself in the middle of the woods. One day, this egg decides to shake, it decides to rattle, and then out popped a pair of eyes. These pair of eyes were pretty big, and as they were looking around, there was no mommy or daddy to help this pair of eyes come into the new world. So the first pair of eyes, the first thing the pair of eyes saw was a line of ants marching along the path. The pair of eyes jumped out of his shell and said, "Excuse me, ants, excuse me. Can you tell me who I am? What I am?" The ants that were marching, they stopped, they huddled together, and they asked themselves, "What does this guy look like?" And they came back after deliberating and said, "Pair of eyes, I want you to know that you look like a duck." So believing, because he asked the question, who am I and what am I, this newfound energy, this newfound identity, the pair of eyes now calls himself a duck. He begins to move his way down the path, and now believing he's a duck, he's excited to be a duck, he stumbles upon a beautiful ladybug, red and black, fluttering through the breeze. The ladybug looks at him and says, "What are you? I've never seen anything like you before." With the newfound energy, the newfound confidence in his identity, he says, "I am a duck." The ladybug says, "You're not a duck. I've seen ducks. You look more like an otter." Okay? Newfound energy, this newfound identity, the little former duck is now proud to say, "I'm an otter." Because who knows more than the ladybug? Having this newfound energy, this newfound identity, he marches down the trail and he proceeds to go into the pond, taking a nice cool swim with his new otter energy. As he gets in the middle of the pond, there's this frog sitting on the lily pad. "Ribbit, what are you?" is what the frog asks this newfound otter. And this newfound otter with so much energy, if you feel that energy, you can say it too. He looked at the frog and says, "I am an otter." The frog says, "Ribbit, I've seen otters. You're no otter. You look more like a beaver." A beaver? I don't know what a beaver is. But having this newfound identity, and again, who's older than a frog? This must be true. And this energy, this former otter, this former duck now believes that it is a beaver. Swimming its way through the river, going on to the other side, feeling this newfound energy, he sees something moving in the grass. He's a little afraid because he just saw the ants. He saw the ladybug. He just saw the frog. What else could be here? And coming out of the clearing is this strange looking animal that he has never seen in his life. He asks the strange animal, "What are you?" The animal replies back, Don't you know I'm you? Now, I'm gonna take a break real quick. Because at first this pair of eyes thought it was a duck. And then it was told it was an otter. And then it was told it was a beaver. Can anyone guess what that animal was? It was called a duck. It was called a beaver. It was called an otter. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. I see the wheels turning. I was like, wait a minute, hold on, man. Think about it. Has the features of a duck, the features of an otter, the features of a beaver. You ready to tell me what it, ready for me to tell you what it is? Everybody, that was on unison too. You know, even the kids are like, yeah. Wait, hold on. Is it Lady Smooth? Ding, 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 ding. It's a platypus. It's a platypus. Platypus. Platypus have the bill of a duck. They have the body of a beaver. It's hairy and kind of, and then they have this large body of an otter and the tail of a beaver. And they have claws like otter. But I think when I researched this, they're like, to certain animals, they're poisonous too. The actual claws, like a toxin inside the toenails of a platypus. But I shared this story with you because as we're here on the second installment to 2021 Smooth Fusion, as we are celebrating one of the greatest seasons alive, which is Scorpio season. Okay, no echoes in the crowd, that's cool. But we are also celebrating going from fall into winter. We have to be reminded daily that who you start off as, people will like to tell you who you are, where you belong, what you should do, how you should do it, where you should go, what you should dress, how you should eat, what team you should root for. But at the end of the day, you are you. And the beautiful part is when you're meeting someone and you're meeting a reflection of yourself, you may not understand in the essence of the beauty that you see in front of you. And to stand here as the library guy, it took the energy and more flowers again from Mr. Roland Johnson. Because when I first met Mr. Roland, I was a 15, 16, 17-year-old hard-headed young brother. We had like large pants, large hoodies and all that. And he would come to us with the most respect. He didn't tell us, man, y'all get out, y'all tripping. He'll say, first floor, please. We'll go down to the first floor, we'll be talking smack, he don't say anything. We'll get downstairs, still making noise. We'll still be cutting up, he'll come up to the table, I'll see you tomorrow. And no matter what we said to him, he did not shake, he did not reject us, he embraced us. And I want you to leave tonight, remember one thing, remember a platypus is original in its design. You are original in your design. Don't let anyone tell you who you are.
Give it up one more time for Mr. Library guy himself, Ken Wade. All right, now go ahead. Oh yeah, Michelle, as a first motivational speaker, Steve, I'm a little spicy. You can turn this down just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, man. We got real smooth process over here in School Fusion.
Can't cut it off.
As he makes his selection, give it up one more time, y'all. Mr. Ken Wade, the library guy. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, he's a Raiders fan, but we try not to hold that against him.
Make a record right now. I'm vision.
Hey, look, man, I come from, my division is a beastly division, so, you know, it ain't that easy to be the top tier of my division, you know what I'm saying?
You know you're not there.
It's not, bro, it's not that easy to be the top of the NFC North. It's
Only one team.
and that one team got like the quarterback to keep getting MVP or, you know what I'm saying? He is elite. Oh, I believe we're second in the division. We fourth in the division. It's because we're going through a rebuilding year, you know what I'm saying? I'm a diehard Bears all day, every day. I don't care how, I've been here since the Grossman days, the Orton days, you know what I'm saying? The color days that we don't like to talk about or claim too much. And now, man, we got fields, so we believe it. We hold the faith. We can just do some of this upper management, this play call and stuff. We get this boy some time in the pocket. Oh, man. But we ain't gonna hold this back. We're gonna keep this thing rocking and rolling because the next person actually is gonna get a chance to pick 2 items off the table. Because not only do I believe they're about to come perform the first spoken word piece of the evening, but also this is a first timer for Smooth Fusion. You know what I'm saying? And that double bubble, you know what I'm saying? You gotta show love, you know what I'm saying, when you can. And I had the opportunity of seeing this young artist perform recently at a conference that my brother had. Shout out to the Shakespeare 2021 conference, you know what I'm saying? It was a blessing to be able to be there to help, blessing to be able to take in everything that was done. And this wild card that came in, and he got a chance to go up on the stage, was a blessing to everybody in the room. So I'm not gonna prolong that because I can't wait for y'all to get this treat. Everybody viewing at home, everybody viewing in the building. I want y'all to show a lot of love, and give a lot of energy for the Princess of Purpose, y'all. But give her some energy while she come up and do her thing. Yeah!
Y'all can hear me, right? Yeah. This piece that I'm about to do is titled All Day and the Night. And it's speaking on a black man's story from Chicago. The judge told me this was the end of my freedom. But I can't ever remember feeling free. My feelings for others always boxing me. These Romans got an eye out for me. Deeply rooted hate for my ethnicity, pinning my back against the wall, more so my cheeks to the concrete. Forcefully, without choice, putting me in a boxing ring. I was born a victim to this system. My gloves gonna be my fight, not to let these hateful demons silence me. I can't breathe. Everything in my way, made for the feet, keep trying. A tragic reality. But I'm on go mode, so let me lay out this analogy. The streets can only take you so far, but them books will take you further. I'm pointing these notebooks to the temples of the ones causing my people eternal murder, man, this stressing me. Slavery taught black people how to survive and not how to live. Accustomed to this always taking world, people forget the basics on how to give, have an empathy. Consideration. Everybody's got a story, some worse than others. Life's a devastation. Everybody wants that rags to riches mentality. But I've got the determination to take risk of elevation without no hesitation. Why? Why do I always find myself in the same place, walking in place, step by step, breath by breath? Each thought that races through my mind goes nowhere, stuck right there, stuck in my mind of a maze. I'm already serving time, can't even look mom in her face. I'm sorry. I know better than what you thought you had raised. But I had to do what I had to do. Was selling bars won't phase. Locked up with pops. Missed my son's first breath take. Got my cousin looking out, so baby mom's gonna be straight. Became statistic. The books is what they stamp my name. You already had your mind made up of me. Even before the mug shot in the cage, my decisions could have been better, so they throw it in my face. Trust none. I got you, bro. You gonna be straight. So they say. Take your messed up life out on everybody else is the only trace I'll accept that came from my pop's failed example of paving the way. I want to snap my head and I can't find the key. I'm fed up with suppression. Everything I've seen has always been judged in poverty. Ever since the youngin', my respect has been clawed up from beneath anger issues. So when I'm upset, keep your distance. I might do something on me. To my son, do better. The other side of this glass is a faith for you that I'd hate to see. They made sidewalks for a reason. Because not everybody built for the streets. And that's that. Thank you.
You can't walk away. One more time, y'all. For this first round, we're going to and you have to tell people where to find it. IG have it. You gotta tell them something. I can keep up with you.
I'm a 16-year-old. I'm a junior at Kankakee High School, and the library is my piece as well. You can follow me on Instagram at n.marshall, n.marcheil.
Come on, man. 16? Come on. I got two items up there. Okay, 16? Man, at 16, I wanted to perform. Like, I told myself in my heart, like, I wanted to perform. But, man, look, if you would have passed me a microphone, I would have came up with about 15 different excuses. Like, you're supposed to practice before you come up here. And I ain't had a chance because I didn't know. My mama and them told me that I got to be home pretty soon. If I would have, oh, man, at 16, I think back the first spoken word piece I wrote. Actually, I was 17. I had just got introduced to Deaf Poetry Jam. And that was like a whole new world to me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if you hip to Deaf Poetry Jam.
I am.
Ah, come on now. This past year, me and Mr. Wade, the library guy, was blessed to go down to Atlanta. And not only did we get a chance to perform at a show hosted by one of the legends from Deaf Poetry Jam, there was another legend in the building that came up in between our sets and plugged something else she had going on. By the time we got done, they invited me and him to kick it with them afterwards, and then out of the bedroom comes another Deaf Poetry Jam legend. It's like, you talk about a night where your mind is just blown, and these are people that introduced the game to me, like the difference in structural writing, the not being caged by a structure or a format. It's just free flow, it's passionate. You feel every word, and you hanging on everything they got to say. You know what I'm saying? And I remember back when I was 17, writing the first piece I wrote, and ever I would have had a chance to perform for that poetry jam. Because I thought that this was like the elite of the elites. I thought this was where you had to go through wave of wave, kind of like American Idol auditions, where they just, you don't just show up and you're on TV. No, you got to go through some stuff first and then prove, and then now you're on TV. So I'm like, you can't just bring anything. And the first piece I wrote, mind you, this piece was written in 2004, was entitled, My Hard Knock Life. I spent a long time in this pit y'all call life, where the biggest battle is deciding what's wrong and what's right. Whether to run or to fight, whether to pick your stuff up and leave, or sit still and hold tight. See, in this life, you're either going this way or that way. Either in the direction of the projects or where the rich people stay. You're not given a right of way, you're given a right to say no. Yet instead, we'd rather be riding, bumping and beating instead of thinking of a better way of living and then fulfilling that thought. So now we are destined to scavenge for, we have lost the same battle our ancestors fought. And the win is going to take more than an easy plan or quick scheme. It's going to take the fulfilling of a dream that was started by a king. Yet, even his death was in vain, because once kids get a little fame, they completely forget the man's name. Kids these days get money others were killed for, and in the battle to get more, they fondle little boys and sleep with little girls. What more could you ask for? You got to pour some spindles on all four, yet the hearts of your fans you tore, you decided yourself you would force on that boy, that girl. So instead of being free like a bird, you're on a leash like a kite. Without knowledge of your flight, just thrown into the sky by a man with an eye for new enterprise. And when you thought he liked you, it was your idea that made him choose you. When you thought that offer he made was beautiful, it was really his way of making you vulnerable in an attempt to take advantage of you. So when he's done with you, he can discard you like a deuce of diamonds on the space table. It's a dog-eat-dog world. While to break your girl, a bullet from a 9 will fly through the night and end your whole world. And that same cat with the gat is next to claim your girl, and your people avenge you rarely. The reason is mainly is on his finger, a pistol's worth. Those guys you thought were your friends are your enemies. Those cats you thought were soldiers are scary. Ain't nobody guaranteed to be by your side. The only things that are is a Glock, a 45, and a Tech-9. They guaranteed never stop trying until they got up in the street, got knocked off his feet, was left on the sidewalk dying. It's a hard knock life living from one day to the next. The only things seem to be guaranteed in life is taxes, death and stress, yet you still required to pass every class and ace every test. We work our whole lives just to prove others wrong, and in the blink of an eye, it's gone. And that's that piece, y'all. Oh, man. So I think back to at 16, 17, like, oh, man, you have such a bright future ahead of you. Just keep cultivating this thing. You keep ripping everywhere and every chance you get, I promise you. And if I got something to say about it, I'm saying it on camera now. On the channel now. If I get another showcase, I want you to be one of the new acts we bring to the showcase thing. Because that new energy, that new blood, and for the youth of your age, of your generation, to see you up here showing your purpose and living in your purpose and walking in your light, I'm telling you, it would be pivotal, it would be incredible. It's got me stumbling over my words. I'm supposed to keep smooth. It would be amazing and it would be insane. And we're not going to hold up anything, but I promise you, we're going to talk some more on this thing. For everybody tuning in at home, you know what I'm saying? I thank you for enjoying. This is another installment of the Smooth Fusion Open Mic Hill right here at the Kankakee Public Library, 201 East Merchandising. Everybody to continue enjoying yourselves. Make sure you share this thing with somebody that wanted to be here. Share this thing with somebody you think will be inspired by this. And share this thing just because you want to be a blessing and share this thing. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to get back into this open mic list. I haven't had a chance to look at the open mic list. I'm going to have it ran up to me unless somebody wants to act like we're in the auction. Throw that finger up. Bang! I'll come up and do something. No doubt. You say you. Don't get bashful on me now. I want to talk to you big time. My dog spit behind you and she put through her hand. He was like, hey, I ain't saying nothing. Oh, man. Man, how's everybody feeling? Y'all enjoying yourselves? You know what I'm saying? Y'all enjoying yourself? All right. Now, I want to pull up this list. Okay. Mom, I need you to bring me my phone. Because I want to pull up this list to make sure that I keep track of the gifts that we've given out already. And I'll let y'all know. Matter of fact, I'm going to put my bid in for the best dad joke. Let me know what y'all think. I wrote this for myself. Why did the battle rapper go to the hospital? Why did the battle rapper go to the hospital? He had appendicitis. Come on now. Come on now. That's the answer. That is fire. Nobody had a straight face. Everybody buckled. Let's go. Come on now. You can't deny it, bro. That was, Let's see. I got the list right here. We got best dad joke. We've already given out the first timer and the first spoken word piece. We've given out the first motivational speakers. Which other ones did we have? We had first to do a rap, first to tell a story, youngest to perform, oldest to perform, crowd favorite, 10th person in the building. Because the first person that came in definitely got blessed. First repeat performer. And first to do a dad joke. And I won't take the first to do a dad joke because I knew it was there. I've been sitting on that battle rapper dad joke all week. I couldn't wait to come up here with it. So, no, come on, bro. You had your chance. You could have stuck in the dad joke before you got started.
I didn't know I could do it. I got one.
Word. All right. So I'm gonna look out real quick. Did you want to come back? You ready to come back up? Anybody else want to come up and bless the open mic before I come walk around and start putting folks on blast with the open mic list? Come on, kid. Come show them how we keep it moving and get that repeat performer joint. So put your hands together again for the library guy, Mr. Kim Brady.
I'm not gonna use the mic. The baby girl came up here and like showed out, so I gotta let them know that I was a poetry slam contestant in this building back in 2004. Here's my dad joke. Why did the pasta's password not work? Why did the pasta's password not work? I see you fumigating over there. I see you over there fumigating. Why did the pasta's password not work? Because it wasn't stroganoff. I can tell who's never eaten stroganoff before because it was that. Wasn't stroganoff. I wear a backpack wherever I go because when I was homeless at 17, my backpack straps is who hugged me when I needed it. When it was cold outside and we was bundled up, it was my backpack that kept me safe on the Metro bus, riding late at night, coming from the community college. When I was a high school dropout, we carried book bags all the time. You know this deal. And oftentimes, even before I dropped out, it wasn't always books in my book bag. Candy, games, Pokemon cards, other things I would not share at this particular moment. But when I became homeless and I was an adult, when the friends began to go and do their own thing, as I was standing in my own silo, it was my backpack that kept my toiletries. It was my backpack that kept extra socks. It was my backpack that kept the extra underwear. It was the backpack that kept my ramen noodles, my crackers, my peanut butter, and my loaf of bread, because I never knew where I was going to stay to the next. Even now, I wear a backpack, but I don't wear my backpack anymore to get that pseudo hug, that false sense of comfort, because the 17-year-old Kent and the newly 35-year-old Kent were on two different chapters. 17-year-old Kent felt that the world didn't need him. He didn't feel that he had a place that he could call home. He struggled understanding that his words had power and that my feelings, even as a man, mattered to the world. It took 20 years of a hard process of losing my mother, losing best friends that came to the same library. We hung out, and we were tighter than thieves. But I had to lose them in the process. And as my backpack began to change, as my life began to change, my backpack began to change. I began to have flyers for programming. I began to have little notepads where I wrote my little raps and my poetry and sometimes my strange stories. My backpack began to take form, and I began not only putting resources in my backpack from local charity places, such as the food pantry, such as the thrift store, the Goodwill that used to be right here on Court Street. I began taking things out of my backpack and began sharing to the world. So the next time you see Kent Wade, the library guy with a backpack, understand that it's a representation of his battle, his struggle that he will never, ever forget. But at the same time, I no longer subscribe. You know, on YouTube, you hit that subscribe. I no longer subscribe to the struggle. I no longer subscribe to my trauma. My focus is on a higher elevation, and sometimes I have to apply pressure in areas that I'm afraid to shake fear. But I'm reminded by the eyes, 4 pairs of eyes called my children, ranging from 14, 8, 6, and 3, to my godchildren, my nieces and my nephews, to the future lyricists of the world, that if I can make it through my backpack days, and if I can use my backpack to be instrumental in sharing my story to the world and helping others shake their fear, then I challenge you to take your vehicle, your safety net, burn the bridges, and go crazy at doing it your own way. So my name is Kent, the Library Guy Wade. I'm on all social media outlets. I'm on Instagram as The Library Guy, Facebook as Kent, the Library Guy, public speaker, host, MC, and I am also vice president of this very library here in the city of Kankakee. And the mission that we have and our staff executed at a high level is that we want to make sure that our community gets everything that they put into this library. Not just the taxes, we have everything that we need. And I am the representation, the model of what happens when you put your youth in the library with people who care what can happen. So I just appreciate the opportunity, appreciate the platform, and just Smooth, keep doing what you do.
Give it up one more time for the library guys. Let's begin. Way. Okay, I'm up here with the dad jump on there.
And mine's one, by the way.
All right. I think it was dad joke and not an uncle joke. See, it's a difference between a dad joke and an uncle joke. An uncle joke is, and you can't say that in front of the babies because it's just something your uncle was saying. The dad jokes is the clean, good joke. All right. What was Super Mario's clothes made out of? What was Super Mario clothes made out of? Diddle, diddle, diddle. Diddle, diddle, diddle. Oh, man.
You know what? Just like stairs, I don't trust you. Wonder why?
Wow.
Y'all always up to something. Up to something.
Touche, my brother. Touche. You know what they call the hood in Italy? A spaghetti. Yeah, spaghetti. All right. They all ain't gonna be winners, but I'm trying. You know what I'm saying? This is Mr. Dad Jones. He posts these joints constantly. Man, but it is a blessing to be able to bring this thing back. I'm trying to figure out how we're gonna do the rest of these prizes. I don't want to take. I want to give everything away. If anybody feels they want to come up and bless something, please feel free. Please feel free. I don't believe in doing one-man show. You know what I'm saying? I created it. It was a blessing to be able to create this platform, to be able to give back to others, to be able to give the youth an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? My kids keep claiming they in the back debating where they gonna come do something. And all they want to do is Johnny Bravo behind people. You know what I'm saying? I hear you. Come on now, come on, y'all. Y'all put y'all hands together and show a lot of love for the princess of purpose. Come back on the blessed once again. Yeah.
I'm gonna use the mic for this one. I don't have to speak memorized, but it's speaking on how I was given a task to shuffle my music and write something based off whatever came. And the song that came was Money Trees by Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do this. But when I was writing, I was thinking of his message behind it was that money was the root of all evil. This ain't on. Hello? Okay. Money Trees is a perfect place for shade. It goes, shoes on power lines, the city hills. A poison to shed the skin of the truth. Everybody gonna respect the shoes, but the one in front of the gun lives forever. It goes, shoes on power lines, the city hills. A poison to shed the skin of the truth. Everybody gonna respect the shoes, but the one in front of the gun lives forever. Power stripping to naked revealing. Matrixy version of people that make you question your vision. Strip so much, gotta question themselves. Strip morals, strip standards. Dancing on poles with desire, losing the help. The love of money is the root of all evil, yet something everyone prays for. Hallelujah, hallelujah. The praise for that higher power brings out social colors more. With capital comes abuse, a manipulative war. Santa's coming to town, feeding on wallets of the poor. Money trees is the perfect place for shade. That's just how I feel. Credit on the fish hook, you took the bait. Swipe or no swipe, thinking the pain was gonna fade. Falling into debt, what more do you want me to say? Can't help your case, we choose to. Eager to pass go in the monopoly game. What a shame. Currently, while your currency is increasing, loyalty decreasing, temporary satisfaction showing disloyal reactions. Remember when we were strapping? Money got you backstabbing. Now you lost nowhere to go. Unfortunately, I'm not here no more. Money trees. Bathing in greed and grind. Bathing in greed and grind. Tramps tripping on their shoes to get a taste of your shine. People looking like fools in media headlines because the love of that currency fades. Common sense in minds. Real lies, recognize. Them real lies don't play with temptations that have them new shoes and flashy chain won't take away the pain. Won't take away them rainy days, make your lanes change. And that's the more beneficiary ways. Money trees is the perfect place for shade. That's just how I feel. My best man, my dearest friend, went from the dirt we came to first class ticket plans where for the right price his motor switched. $1 might say skip them dudes that you came with. That's just how I feel. Roll the dice. Everybody ain't built for that pressure, so the bonds you sacrifice. Money trees is the perfect place for shade. It goes, shoes on power lines, the city guilt. A poison to shed the skin of the truth. Everybody gonna respect the shooter, but the one in front of the gun lives forever. Shoes on power lines, the city guilt. A poison to shed the skin of the truth. Everybody gonna respect the shooter, but the one in front of the gun lives forever. Thank you. I wanted to explain something. The way I came up with shoes on power lines, you know, in the hood you always see the ones or the Nikes or the Jordans set up on the electricity lines, the city viewing. So when you get famous and you know the meeting and you can see the skyline, the city skyline. So from the hood to when you got fame, a poison is just the skin of the truth. Money, fame, popularity. Everybody gonna respect the shooter. When I say that, I mean police officers with police brutality. He's gonna get praised in that office after we find out that one of our brothers is on the news. But the one in front of the gun lives forever. The victim lives forever because we're forever chanting his name. That's it.
All right. Give it up one more time, y'all, for the princess of birthday. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I'm enjoying.
If we being the host, not perfect, we compete with prizes that shows.
So, bro, if you would like to come on up here and get your best dad joke, you know what I'm saying? Give it up for Mr. The library guy, King Wayne. Unless somebody want to give him some run for his money on the best dad joke. Oh, got nobody here, man.
Nobody here. You gotta come up to the stage, little baby girl. You gotta come up to the stage. How you do?
You said you got one? You gotta come up here, though. You like the lady trying to jump in on this, you know what I'm saying?
I'm still my pride. It's old as shit. That makes sense.
What you gonna do? Y'all gotta come over here and say the joke first.
You too?
All right, first up.
sky is my roof. The ground is my bed. What am I?
Sky is my roof. Ground is my bed. Earth. Tree. I'll say it again.
The sky is my roof. The ground is my bed.
I'm lost. I'm sure sitting here like.
A homeless person? I got it right? Well, I don't know if that's, I feel good about that.
All right, good. What's your, is it a riddle or a dad joke? Okay, what's the riddle?
The sky is my roof.
Your mom said she did that already.
It's the same house you did. Okay, so what's your,
The sky is my roof. And
you still working on it? Still making it up?
ground is my bed. The tree is my roof. The sky is my bed. The sky is my roof. The sky is my bed. And the ground is my roof. Huh?
Bird.
Is it?
Correct? All right.
Come on, man. Give it up for Junior, y'all. Give it up for James. You gotta give it up for him. If we don't, they'll never get back on the stage again. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to cultivate, trying to help motivate. It's a blessing to have so many kids, man. You want to come up to more?
The ground is my. Huh? Yo, you're trying to do the same thing as me. The ground is my bed and the roof is my. Huh? The ground is my bed and the roof is my roof.
Give it up for Gabby, y'all. The smooth player, the smooth killer. I love being able to incorporate them somehow, some way. You know what I'm saying? They used to come up here and rip off the mic. Actually perform, karaoke and all types of stuff. Now they just like coming up telling riddles, getting prizes. We'll talk about it. Sure. All right. Go back to before your sister come up here and terrorize me again. Oh man, it has definitely been a blessing. It has been a pleasure. I'm trying to think, I'm trying to see. We got 3 more prizes. Bro, they didn't come for the best dad joke, bro. They came for the youngest performer category.
They killed my show.
You know what I'm saying?
How do you follow Will Smith in the snow? When I follow Will Smith in the snow, just follow the fresh print.
Oh, Lord. Oh.
Hey, Roman gonna tell me like, oh, long better.
Oh man. And we're gonna have a lot more going on, you know what I'm saying, going forward. I'm planning on having I'm planning on getting these camera stuff figured out because I don't like the fact that the artist can walk off to one side of the stage to the other and we lose the audience at home, you know what I'm saying? The same way we interact and we engage people here, you know what I'm saying, we get, way COVID and stuff is going, the way things are seeming to be headed, there's gonna be a lot more streaming performances, there's gonna be a lot more shows where you can watch them live, and you gotta be able to make sure you're entertaining and interacting with the people at home, as well as the people in front of you, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get some more cameras going up in here, which would explain why we started so late, so my apologies on that, everybody. My apologies to everybody who stuck around and hung in there, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let this thing go out without doing something else. And given that we close at 7, I would like to open the platform one more time before we take this thing out real smooth, right? You know what I'm saying? With me doing the benediction, and there's a smooth melody until 6:30. You know what I'm saying? So I'll make sure I do this last call, you know what I'm saying, like they do at the bar at 150. Does anybody want one last shot and give them a chance to come up here? You know what I'm saying? There's never too much practice. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, then I'll definitely take this thing out real smooth, like.
That's toilet that's on wheels.
Yes, yes. You got one more? All right. Coming back up. Coming back up. It's my brother from another mother. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all keep up with that. Get that figured out. But keep it up one more time, you know what I'm saying, for his last time up here doing this thing. My brother, Mr. Kent, the library got away, y'all. Give him some energy, give him some love, because we want him to bring some energy and some love.
Being that I'm a high school dropout, ensuring that my children graduate high school is at the top of my priority list. Because the last way to walk across the stage to receive a diploma was 1991. My sister, Angela Wade, was the last way to receive a high school diploma. The rest of us, GEDs. And there's nothing wrong with a GED. All right, I'm a GED alum, proud GED scholar. But I want my children to know when you start something, you have to finish it. And so literacy is important. Working at the library is important. And for each one of my children, story time was a precious time. And my daughter, who's smarter than my boys, and I tell my boys that regularly, my cats are smarter than y'all. She will bring home books so that we can read because she loves story time. And so one day she came home with a book and it goes as follows. There was this king who was about to leave his throne. He didn't have a son or any male heir to leave the throne to. So as he was taking his daily stroll through the woods, he noticed a giant rock, a giant stone, a giant boulder off the side of the road. He decides to push it into the middle of the road, and he left it there. And he went to hide behind a tree. And he was watching. He was waiting. And as he was watching and waiting, a cart pulled up. And in this cart, my man had carrots. And if you don't know about my glasses, I have very poor eyesight. And if you don't know anything about carrots, carrots are good for your eyesight. And so he was excited to get to market because he knew when he got to market, he was going to make some dollars. However, as he's riding his carriage, he is stopped by this rock, this stone, this boulder. What do you think this money man did when he jumped down and looked at this rock, this stone, this boulder? What did he do?
I think he moved it out the road.
You think he moved it out the road? Anybody agree with him? Anyone think anything else? The man gets down from his buggy, he looks at the rock, the stone, the boulder, and guess what he does? He kicks it. I'm not kicking this. Nah, we're not getting in trouble for this. But he begins kicking and yelling and screaming, who put this here and why has not the king moved it? Mind you, the king is behind a tree. He's watching. He's waiting. A second cart begins to ride up, and this man, in the back of his cart, he has fresh dairy milk. And if you don't know, dairy milk makes cheese, makes yogurt, and I love this ice cream. So this man was ready to get to market because he knows there's some people who got Raisin Bran. There's people who need some butter to be churned. They have things that they need to get done. So what do you think this money man did is he stopped behind a cart. He gets out of his cart and he sees the man kicking and screaming a giant rock, this giant stone, this giant boulder. What do you think he does? He starts kicking it too. Instead of coming up with the idea, he looks at this man, he says, let me join you too. And now we have two men of money, two men of merchants who are kicking this rock, this stone, this boulder. yelling, who put this here? And why has not the king moved it? Again, the king is doing what? Watching, waiting. A third cart pulls up, and in the back of this cart, a man has meat. I don't know if it's steak, I don't know if it's pork, I don't know if it's chicken, I don't know, but he got some meat to sell. Sorry, vegetarians, but the man is about to make some money. But there was something different about this merchant. On the side of him, he had his son. He tells his son, you stay right here. This man jumps down. He sees two carts and two men kicking a rock, a stone, a boulder. What do you think this third guy does while his son is watching? That's what my library baby show. He's grown now. He starts kicking this rock, this stone, this boulder, complaining and yelling, who put this rock here and why has not the king moved it? And remember, right behind the tree, watching and waiting. Watching the men kick and scream, wondering who's going to come up with the right idea to let's work together and get this problem out of our way so we can move on with our day. As he's watching and waiting, out of the corner of his eye, he sees a small little figure moving. The men are kicking the rock, they're kicking the boulder, they're complaining with themselves. They're not paying attention that the man's son has gotten off the cart. He is now walking up to this rock, this stone, this boulder. And as the men are yelling and complaining, they're not watching this young man brace himself to the back of the rock, this stone, this boulder. He plants his feet. He starts moving this rock, this stone, this boulder. He starts pushing this rock, this stone, this boulder. He falls a couple times, but he's still pushing this rock, this stone, this boulder. And once he's cleared it off the side of the road, the king jumps out and says, I crown you king. Picks the boy up, takes his crown, gives it to the young man. The three men who are just kicking the rock, the stone, the boulder, they're bewildered. They don't know what happened. And they ask the king, who put this rock here? Missing the fact that this young person, this young energy, this new generation decided to get dirty. Decided to bend his young knees and put the pressures and the burdens of the elders on his back and move this rock, this stone, this boulder. As adults, we have to pay homage to our elders because our elders showed us in their young age, when they were young, what they could do. And as middle children, it is our responsibility to ensure that the younger generation are prepared as they take on tasks that is bigger than what they are supposed to handle. And as I'm reading this book to my children, a light bulb goes off in my head that in order for me to claim my crown as royalty, I, as a young man, have to move rocks, stones, and boulders and be able to be an assistant for those young people who have a voice, who have a story, who have something to say, because it is our job to move the rock, the stones, and the boulders. That's it. Come on, man. How do you turn stew into gold? You add 24 carats. 24 karat gold stew. I'm thinking hard. Cause he keep coming with these dad jokes, and I'm talking all this jazz, and now I'm like, oh, uncle jokes. I don't think about those dad jokes. Oh man. All right. Knock knock. No bell.
No.
There was no bell, so I knocked on the door. No. All right. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Theodore.
Yeah.
The door is stuck. I need you to come open this thing for me. No, hey look, I'm clapping. I'm trying to think of clean ones that I have some extra dad jokes. But man, bro, come get your dad joke prize back, cause I can't think of nothing. I'm gonna come up with an uncle joke prize. I'm gonna put that thing over in the corner.
Let's have our kids leave out on tour.
My bad. Somebody playing around with doors. There's alarms.
it was. It's okay. I don't get to do the attitude lesson.
All right, give it up for the babies one more time before we get on up out of here, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
You're not allowed to answer. Yes. No, for mine, but it's not allowed.
What am I? I cannot be in the sun, move fast, and move strong, the next under the castle.
Yes.
All right, so you good job, big man. No, you can't look, y'all already came up here and got prizes. Now you're just coming up here to show love and be a part of the show. Thank you, sir.
What if the wall say to the other wall?
What is it, Mom?
Maybe at the corner.
No doubt. That was good. Give it up for the babies, you know what I'm saying? Oh, man. They did better than my show. I started off on the road, and then it got bad. It went downhill after that. Everything else, though, I did it right. Like all my uncle jokes, all right, though. But these dad jokes, copyright to the dad joke, all that digital chat. But man, I want everybody to know that I truly appreciate everybody coming out. Like I said, it means a lot to be able to recreate this platform and give something back to the community that wasn't here when we was coming up. You know what I'm saying? Be able to do something for the kids, especially my kids, because if ain't nobody gonna push them to their dreams and figure out what their dreams is, I'm gonna do it. Even if I gotta go out of my way to create whole platforms like this just to give them places to come shake the fear, you know what I'm saying, shake that glossophobia, as my brother. Glossophobia, all right. Which is the fear of public speaking, stage fright, whatever that might be, you know what I'm saying. Before we get out of here, I'm gonna do this last little bit. I'm gonna sing a song. I'm gonna try to, bro. It's been a little scratchy, and I gotta prepare I gotta release some songs at church Sunday, so I better get this thing back on deck. Come on. So this song is a song that my beautiful queen introduced me to, shockingly enough. It's a Jamie Foxx song that I didn't know about before I got introduced to it by her, and I thought I was a Jamie Foxx fan, and then you put me onto a song I never heard of. Like, touche. All right. So, my love, if you wouldn't mind, we'll go ahead and get this thing rocking and rolling. Give me some volume on it, because I got to feel it. Turn it up some more. They say I had it bad, addicted to what we had. Heart rate slow, fading fast. Vitals low, might not last. Strapped down while sirens ring. Holding on, trying to breathe. Not like this, I can't leave. Look what you've done to me. I overdosed on you. They said I overdosed on you. 'Cause I want you close, need you the most. Without you, I'm just you. So I overdosed on you. Rushing, switching late. I read on through my veins. Blood test say no cocaine. They don't know you're to blame. 'Cause you're deep inside of me. So this is goodbye to me. But for you, I'll die happily. One more hit, I'll be free. 'Cause I overdose. hunting, winning, winning, never been this high, but damn what it's feeling. So taking, breaking, shaking, can I make it through the night? And now my body's cold. I'm losing it, cause I'm confusing it. Oh, oh, can't nobody help. I did this to myself. And I swear I'll do it again, again. I overdose, I overdose on you. They said I overdose on you. Cause I want you close, me to the most. Without you, I was just through. So overdose on you. Y'all, it has been a privilege and a pleasure to bring Smooth Fusion back. You know what I'm saying? It has been a pleasure to have everybody come out and play out their rock out. Hey, man, everybody was doing really hard. I said, I appreciate you all so much. It means a lot. The next one, like I said, the next one will be the first week of December. It might be on a Wednesday, it might be on a Friday. But I know it's gonna be a joint episode between Smooth Fusion and the Jazz Night here at the library. So I want to make sure y'all come out, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all tune in and stay tuned. Thank everybody for coming out. And that has been the Smooth Fusion.
Man, I forgot about that song.
I didn't even know that song.